All right, guys, I'm here. I'm not late. I'm just busy making offers on real estate. So that will always come before I hop on the live stream. But we are here, and today we're talking all about how to get a deal done in under 21 days. And honestly, this is actually simple. So, what I'd like to do today is we got to make it involved. I'm not going to sit here and just preach. I've done this, I do this, I've done it today. And I want to show people how, if you want to just get even started in wholesaling today, or maybe you're in a little bit of a glut, just show you how to get going. Because most of you overcomplicate this, most of you look in the wrong places, and most of you don't even really understand what wholesaling is. So, my name is Rick, and I've been wholesaling 24 years. I think I know a thing or two, and I want to point you in the right direction. This business is actually simple. I find most people complicate it, and it only gets complicated when people try to sell the crap out of stuff. And the more muddy the waters get, the more you need people to bail you out. So, what if I just clear the water with you and show you exactly how to do this? I've done it probably 10,000 times. We'll do it 10,001. Remember, fundamentals is what makes wholesalers winners. The complicated stuff that's really trendy and stuff, complete waste of your time, in my opinion. You'll get a deal or two, but you're going to have to constantly relearn it till you churn blue. So if you guys are new to this channel, I'm clicking buttons I shouldn't be here. Do me a favor, jump over to freewholesaling.com. I put it down here on the bottom. Why? Because this is a course me and Zach teach. We've had it out on the market for 5 years. We just recently updated it for 2026 standards. We use this in our business today. Honestly, everything I'm going to teach you today is going to be inside it in much greater detail. And so most of your questions that you're going to ask on here will be answered in freewholesaling.com. And you're going to love the price, guys. It's free. For God's sakes, it's in the name, freewholesaling.com. Why do we do it for free? Because somebody had to do it. It's so ridiculous what people charge you to learn wholesaling. I had to come out and do it. And I pretty much do. For the most part, I don't follow the crowd. I never did in school. Why would I do it in wholesaling? I'll call anybody out. I will call any method I think is not going to make it. And so if you want to learn the facts on how to get into wholesaling, go to freewholesaling.com. Or better yet, if you're considering buying someone's course, do me a favor. If it's about wholesaling, go into freewholesaling.com, compare that course to this course. And I'm going to warn you, most of them will not let you see the material till you pay them. There's a reason for it, because if it was so good, most people would show it up front. So I know a lot of you go, oh, well, you only get what you pay for it. It doesn't work that way in wholesaling. You need to get the basic fundamentals. The fundamentals from wholesaling has been around since the 60s. Like, they started to document it in the 60s. Rick didn't invent it. Zach didn't invent it. Anybody you see on the internet did not invent wholesaling. We all learned it from somebody else. So I like to be a good steward and hand wholesaling off so the next generation can learn exactly how to do it. And then you guys can put your spin on it, on what's working in the modern day. Today, we're talking about 2026 and how to get going. So jump over to freewholesaling.com. And for God's sakes, if you're not subscribed to this channel, click that dang button right now, and you will get the latest, best to update information. I think we go, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So we go live 5 times a week. That's crazy, right? And the other 2 days are set for the people that we actually do deals with. So make sure you jump over and catch a live stream. Make sure you subscribe. So awesome. Number 2, if you have a question about today's live stream or anything in it, make sure you put it in the comments. I'm going to let you know most of this stuff is in freewholesaling.com. So make an introduction here. So let us know what market you're in. You'll be shocked. You'll find a friend. Like, for instance, I got Jerry here. He's in Broward County. I grew up in Broward County, the original 954, and most of my family's still down there, but it's a whole different world. I started investing in Broward County, and I thought it was wildly expensive in 2003. Boy, was I wrong. But the thing is, you guys say the same thing, is Yeah, everybody thinks it's so expensive right now. And listen, one of the main things we all gravitate towards real estate is it just consistently goes up in value. Now, it's got quirks. So before I get into today's live stream, I want to let you guys know that um, what's going on in 2026 market right now, it's getting soft. And so what do I mean by soft? It's like nobody can seem to find the foundation. Prices aren't going up. If anything, they're going stagnant. Days on market's getting longer. Interest rates aren't dropping. Everybody was hoping by Q1 here we'd have a significant drop in interest rates. Guys, I don't think it's happening. I think you're going to get a smidget of a drop, maybe a quarter. And remember, if the Fed drops at a quarter, it doesn't mean mortgage rates are going to drop a quarter. They might drop like 0.1. So it's not a 1-to-1 ratio when they do it. So 2026, there's some headwinds going into it, but I look at it from our side. There's more opportunity than I've seen really in the last 5 years in wholesaling. You see, anybody can make money when the market's going up. The true players, the true winners will always make the most money in an off market, meaning there's less activity. Why? There's just more opportunity. How you decide to cash on it is completely up to you. And today I want to talk about how we can get in there and figure out how to do it. So guys, awesome job. Make an introduction in the comments. Make a friend here. We only talk about wholesaling. I'm not going to hit you with crypto. I'm not going to hit you with an Amazon FBO store. I'm not going to hit you with a Forex, and we're not going to do day trading. We are going to learn how to buy discounted real estate properties, provide a service, provide value, create a win-win, and get these properties disposed of so everybody wins. If you want to do that, that's what I do in wholesaling. If you think wholesaling is a scam, you're probably right, and you're not a good fit for it, because I find anybody who says like wholesaling is a scam, you think everything's a scam. You think the stock market's a scam. You think it's a Ponzi scheme. You accept life the way it is. I don't. There's so much real estate out there. There's plenty of opportunity. And there is a small percentage of people out there that need our help, because the banks give mortgages to anybody and they don't care if they can't pay it back, because they just take the house back. That's where we come out. So as long as we have property taxes, as long as we have crazy insurance rates, and as long as we have banks handing out loans to people that really shouldn't be affording them, guys, you got to understand, from the 50s and before, people only bought houses they could really afford, except the ultra rich. Now we have people with medium incomes. You guys call them the middle class, which, by the way, is a complete fake class. The middle class is just a step above the poverty line. You should not be cheering for the middle class. And the middle class is the biggest trap to have you spend and spend. If you guys buy into that whole credit score thing, you're part of the problem. Bragging about your credit score is embarrassing. I'm just sorry. So we have to understand. So let's get into it. I appreciate. So if you got a question, put in the comments, the best place to do it. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and start this sucker out, and let's invite some people in, because I don't know, maybe we can do some prizes today if we get some interaction with it. I'm only going to reward those that actually will put it out there. I'm going to put it in here. If you guys want to go in the waiting room, you want to talk about how we can get a deal in under 21 days, I'm going to test and quiz you. So if you come on, just be a valid participant. I might reward you if you do it. Do me a favor, put your screen on, just shut your screen off while we're waiting. We go through the teaching part, so I don't have to watch everything. Guys, by the way, when you're in the waiting room, I can see everything you're doing, and it's cool, but I don't want to violate anyone's privacy, because I believe StreamYard doesn't really make you overly aware of it. So you can kind of turn off your camera while you're waiting. I'll call your name out and we can go from there. So I believe I put it in the comment section. First come, first serve. If you guys want to plow into your market, we can do stuff like that, and we'll have a good time with it. So let's jump into this. I already got people jumping, and I love it. Okay. I love when people actually listen. It's really cool. So the first thing we have to understand is, as a wholesaler, especially if I'm just starting out, I want you to understand this. You got to find low-hanging fruit. Does everybody understand that? We as wholesalers are looking for low-hanging fruit. And I see all these messages coming out on the internet and social media, YouTube, whatever, and just you need to go over here and look for the fruit. You need to go over here and look for the fruit. The problem is you guys don't even know what orchard to go into. You don't know what low-hanging fruit looks like. And like, I'm not even going to draw. I'm going to waste time on this. Low hanging fruits when the branch is bending down and the fruit is like below the bottom branch line and it's almost touching the ground. Why? Because if I was an animal, that's a low hanging fruit. I don't have to spend a lot of energy doing it and I can get what I want. I get nutrition. You're looking to get a paycheck from it. So if we understand that low hanging fruit, that's what you have to look for. But some of you are looking in the wrong places. You're looking for fruit that isn't even slightly ripe yet. How do I know this? Because I see it every day. So low hanging fruit. So I find that most people in the low hanging fruit theory, either they're getting the fruit when it's like dark, like that dark green banana. It just like bananas to me. You tell me this. There's a fine line between being too green and too ripe with brown spots. I like it a little bit after it comes out of the green. Once it turns mushy and stuff, it gets like such a heavy sugar texture. And like we have to find a balance when we do that. Because then what happens if the fruit gets too low to the ground and just starts to ferment, it's rotting, right? And I find most of you guys are either going after the rotting fruit or you're going after fruit that you can't even harvest. So we have to find the sweet spot to find that low hanging fruit. And I know what you're going to say. Well, Rick, how the hell do I compete with all these other wholesalers out there to make it do? Number one, you have to set your direction of what you're looking for. And honestly, so many times whenever I got in trouble in wholesaling early in my career, is anytime I got in trouble, I got away from what made me successful. I started trying tricks. I started trying techniques. I tried to like do crazy things because I thought it would be easier. And all I figured out after all that yin yang yo-yo stuff, if I just go back and put that same effort into finding that low hanging fruit in the sweet spot, I'll do better because you spend so much time chasing all the other avenues. What do I mean by other avenues? MLS. Guys, you're not going to find great wholesale deals on MLS. You're literally wasting your time. Right now, I'm in the process. I bid it on 3 houses today, very high-end homes that I'm possibly looking to even flip or even live in, but like they're just rotting on the market. It's so bad. And I got to reach the realtor and they're like, well, I got to talk that seller off the ledge. They're delusional. I'm like, okay, call me back in 6 months. I'll get 1 out of 3. I know I will. But like, that's what you get on the MLS. Like you are not getting a deal done in 21 days. Everybody understand that? I strongly believe that. I'm not saying you can't, but 21 days, throw MLS out the window. It's not going to work. It's either too raw, meaning it hasn't even like it's solid green and it's got a husk around it, or I mean, it's such crap nobody wants it. It's been on the market for like 2 years. You guys know exactly what I'm talking. So what we have to do is we set our wholesale compass. So the question is, how do I know what is the typical avatar for a wholesale deal? And I'm telling you, I've taken 24 years of experience and I've simplified it. I guarantee I can tell by the people who listen to me, what does the perfect wholesale deal look like? What are the 3 things that they all have in common with that seller? Because if you hit all 3 of these, like scratch yourself because it almost feels like a unicorn, but you have to understand what to look for and what to identify. And if you're very laser clear on what you're looking for, this wholesaling game gets a lot easier because you can remove all the distractions out of your way and you can knock it out. So like, dude, I know Dante listens to me. Look at this. All of them right there. ODN. So ODN, does everybody understand what that means? We need to talk about this. What does ODN stand for? And it's very, very, it's basically what I call the perfect seller avatar. So somebody put in the comments, what is O for? And if you understand this, like write it down. If I were you, I would seriously take a permanent marker and write it on your hand till it burns in your skull. So the O stands for, tell me in the comments, because I want to know, because you scream that. Off market. Perfect. Why? Off market, you're going to have better intentions from the seller. Once it goes on market, they've been advised of what the value they perceive it is. And by the way, they're usually wrong. And then they're going to fight for full retail. Let me ask you this. Do you think you can make money in wholesaling by paying retail for a property? The answer is soundly no, you can't. So why am I going to look for on-market properties if I already know I'm up against the hill on it? They taught me, that's what they taught me how to do it. No, 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 it sounds great. Think about this on market. You get the pictures, you get the price, you get the agent. It's so convenient. Yeah, that's the problem is if it's easy up front, you're going to get smacked over the head. So, number 1, off market. Number 2, once we set that, what's the D stand for? Put it in there, put it in the comments. What does the D stand for? I'll put it back up here. I pull up comments. Let's see what's going on. I'm telling you guys, if you don't get this part, you don't have to. There we go. Abe's got it. Direct to seller. Why? Because the only way you can get to the truth, to get to the story of real estate, is you have to get behind the symptom. My house is vacant. Okay, I get it. That's like telling the doctor you have a temperature. What's causing your temperature? Do you have strep throat? Do you have the flu? God forbid you have COVID or something like that. We have to know what it is so we can treat it, right? So if I get it's vacant or I'm in foreclosure or anything like that, is I need to find out. Don't worry, we're going to go over FSBOs, I promise. So once we do that, guys, is if we're direct to seller, is you're going to get the story. Try to go to a real estate agent and get the story with it. They don't want to give it to you because the only thing they're interested in for the most part is price. I'm not saying all realtors are bad, but any property that's freshly listed on market that you have to go through a real estate agent, do you really think you're going to get the full story? You're not. I always want to talk to the seller. I know it's unconventional. I'm a wholesaler. It is what it is. But I have very, very rarely get this right story from the agent. Now, I've been in the business 24 years. I do a lot of work with agents, and there are some quality ones. But for the most part, when an agent gets a property that really belongs in a wholesaler's hands, 9 times out of 10, they put it on the market, they overprice it, and they have no idea what to do with it. They try to do formal inspections. They try to get conventional financing, and none of it's going to work because they've never been through this process before. So I don't waste time. Direct to seller, guys, is absolutely everything. The last one in it, guys, the last one to me is the most important one. And you can put it in the comments there. It should take about 2 seconds to get this one. Because honestly, if I had to pick 1 out of the 3, this is the one I will not bend on. Why? Because I'm not interested in wasting my time. And so Dante already said it, but I'm going to put up a new one there. Ron, they need to sell. Rick, I don't understand. What's the difference between needs to sell? It's simple. People who want to sell is everybody. MLS, FSBOs, everything like that. The people that need to sell have a pressing issue that only the sale of the house is going to solve. And if you get this clearly and understand this, you'll stop wasting your time with people who want to sell. The people who want to sell are the biggest time suckers in this business. I don't want anything to do with them. Does everybody understand that? I have to wait till someone switches from wants to sell to needs to sell. I only got 21 days, guys. I need to go directly to the need. Let's just skip the people that want. And honestly, that's 95% of the market. And I'm here to tell you the truth. Those deals do not work in wholesaling. And if you can't understand this fundamental difference, you will never make it as a wholesaler. You are never, if someone's got a property listed for $500,000 and that's the retail value, what are you going to do? Talk them down to $485, $490? By the time you're done with commissions, closing fees, you're going to lose your butt. It rarely ever works. There are exceptions. But if we go back to this, guys, if we go back to simply ODN, off market, direct to seller needs to sell. You hit all 3 of those, pinch yourself because you are in the perfect place. Now, you guys that in the comments, stuff like that, understand the odds of getting all 3 on one seller is not common. Everybody hear me? I'm not telling you. If you hit with all 3, if you say the right things and you just guide your clients through, you're going to get a great deal. Now, here's the key ingredients. I like to get 2 out of the 3. And I'm going to do my best to get 2 out of the 3. Why? Because it puts the odds in my favor. These are like stackable lists. So if they're off market and they need to sell, I have a shot. Maybe there's a lawyer in between and I got to work through them. You can pick any one. Get 2 out of 3. It's great. Get 1 out of the 3. It's not easy. And it's just the truth. And if I had to put the most pressing issue, it would be on the in. Why? Because it's laser focused. These people have to make a decision or there's going to be a consequence. Either financially, they're going to lose the house. And we're trying to help out as many people as we possibly can. So, okay, let's keep moving here. So once we know where the compass is set, and I know that's very rudimentary, we have the perfect avatar. And if you know exactly what you're looking for, then it's much easier to find it. But here's the problem I find in most wholesalers, they don't know what they're really looking for. I just got to find someone who needs to sell their house for a discount. You just described 98% of the market. You need to go from here to that. And that's what we're going to do today. We need to figure it out. So what I think the best way to do this, guys, is to, if you're okay, I'll switch over on the whiteboard. And then what I want to do is jump in with some people on the line and we're going to quiz you. Now, if you don't have the answer, it's okay. But the idea is instead of me just talking the entire time, I want to integrate you guys into working here. And maybe I got a prize, maybe I don't. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how much effort you guys put into it. So let me see if I can pull up my technology here and see if I can do this. So let me share my screen. So, okay, guys, I got plenty of people online. So I'm just going to waste your time if you hop on past this because it's already full. Okay. So let me share my screen and let's get it going. And share. Oh boy, I got the spin wheel set up there. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see the screen. So real quick, guys, 21 days. So I'm going to give the default one right off the bat. Like, I'm not even going to waste time on this. If you're in your local market, do it. Get in your freaking car and go look for the ugliest house. We don't need to spend 20 minutes on driving for dollars. We all agree with that. Why? Because that's how you're going to find your probates, your tax delinquents. You're going to find your foreclosures in there. You're going to find your evictions in there. You're going to find everything. Does it suck driving around? It does. But honestly, that's a time when you see a distressed piece of property and you see somebody outside, you just roll down your window and just ask them a question. And if they're hostile, take off, get the hell out of there. And if they're open to talking, just go out and have a conversation with them. If anybody wants to hop on and I'll help you how to do that conversation, it is highly effective. I get it. It takes a lot of guts to talk to someone on, like, if you've never done wholesaling before. But if I see a house that's run down, if I see a broken pipe and a guy's trying to fix it and a bunch of construction equipment in the driveway and the house just looks rough and maybe there's a FSBO sign out front, I'm pulling my car up and talking to him. Why? Because you are direct to the seller. You can get more information than you're ever going to get on a phone call, a text, or an email. Just get it. And guess what? If it doesn't work out, you can cross them off your list. If it doesn't work out, you're going to get a lesson from it. If it doesn't work out, you're going to build your confidence. Like, I have the ability to approach people. And by the way, mostly for the ladies out there, please only do it if you feel safe. We're in a different world. I used to knock on doors, used to freak me. Like, I had people with aluminum foil in the windows. I would not go in a house if you had aluminum foil in your window. If you had boarded up windows in your white van and was parked in the garage, I'm not going in your house. So please use some common sense when this comes to this. You think I'm kidding? You're going to come across this stuff all the time if you find people. If you find people. Can you guys see me? Because I'm telling people saying I'm gone here. Robert, you see me? Hold on. Hold on. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on here. Everybody see me? Okay, perfect. Okay, let's jump back over to the board here. I don't know. Maybe it just hopped off. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do, yeah, okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just, maybe some people got some sketchy internet. I don't know. So what I want to do is we're going to do like a little Q&A on this one. And I'm going to give you what I think my importance is on a list. And I don't do this often. And it is an opinion, by the way. You get any other investor, they'll probably do something else. That's the beauty of this business. But the first thing I'm going to do is just, guys, we're just simply going to attack government list. So I know me and Zach have coined phrase this, but in today's market, this is what it is. So actually, let me pull somebody on here because I'm not going to sit there and do this all by myself. So I am going to hop on. Jeremy, there?
Hello?
Jeremy, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you driving?
Yeah, but I'm keeping my eyes on the road.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the road. So let me ask you this: do you do anything with government lists?
Um, no, but I have a tax delinquent list. I just haven't called it.
Got it. Okay. So let me ask you, what is your go-to? What list do you have the most confidence when it comes to a government list?
Tax delinquent because I do accounting and I've worked in property management, so I've done
Okay.
stuff with like you know tax sales and things like that.
So I'm going to actually give you credit because that was basically my first one. Let me ask you, what is it you find so appealing about tax delinquents?
Like I said, it just makes sense. You don't pay the taxes. And the government, like the local municipalities and things, they're great business people. They always stay on top of things. So like I don't know, you just know that they're keeping up with it, and you know that the information is probably pretty accurate.
Perfect. So everybody understand what happens if you don't pay your property taxes. It's actually, I think it's ridiculous in the United States. If you own a property for cash, it doesn't matter if it's $5 million or it's a $50,000 house. After a certain amount of time, when you it goes through a process. The county always gets funded. They basically issue a tax certificate. Somebody buys it, bid down the rate. And then after X amount of time, if it's not repaid with interest, they have the ability to apply for a foreclosure on it. And then that property goes in with the regular auctions and people make a bid. A lot of people think that tax delinquencies mean, oh, if I buy a $3,000 tax lien, I can buy, if nobody else bids, I get the house for 3,000. It almost never, ever, ever works out that way. You're just buying a lien. You do not get a like superior position. You maybe get a little insight on it, but it's a waste of time. So you understand how the tax delinquencies work, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the idea is, guys, stop trying to go, I'm going to like learn how to do tax lien investing. That's not wholesaling. That's just a type of real estate investing that's a side hustle. And there's people that make plenty of money. That's not my expertise. I've bought so many, I've never made a dime doing it. I've gotten an interest rate as high as 18%. That's it. So I don't think you're going to retire on that. The idea is it's the action of the tax delinquency. When they don't have it paid, if they don't take action, they're going to have trouble. So that qualifies them into the need. So do you have a sweet spot for how far that you want them to be behind on their taxes?
I mean, you say like 2 years, I think, or maybe a year. Um, I don't know.
There's
I
no
figure
wrong
if they're on
answer.
the list, yeah, I figure if they're on the list, I mean, maybe they're in some sort of distress. Taxes are typically paid like twice a year, so
Yeah.
maybe 6 months to a year.
So let me ask you this. So it's you sound like you have some real estate experience, right?
Just on the tax side mostly. I mean,
I
as
got it.
far as doing a deal, I haven't done a deal, no.
Okay. So I want to ask you this. What percentage of people do you think has their tax payments, their property tax payments escrowed? You guys can put it in the comments.
Oh yeah,
I don't even
true.
know this number. I'm going to guess it. Somebody can Google it. But like, so if you put down basically less than 10, maybe 12%, it might be as high as 15 now. When you get a mortgage, they're going to require you to keep escrow to pay your property taxes. So
That's true.
if you do that, you got to understand that that has to be paid in there. And then most of those people, they either wind up in foreclosure, they don't come on the tax delinquency list. So it's important you understand this distinction because I had to learn this the hard way. So what percentage of people you think put down less than maybe 12% that are not, don't have the ability to pay the taxes at like the end of the year, whenever it's due? Anybody got I would say 50% is about accurate. So understanding my reason for the 2 year on it, because I owe a tremendous amount in property taxes. It's ridiculous in the United States, especially in Florida. But someone like me, if I have a higher and better use for my money, they only charge me about 1.5% when I'm late paying my property tax. And we do calculations. A lot of times it's well over $500,000. And if I'm waiting for money to come in, it's much cheaper than me getting a loan or doing something like that. So you're going to find wealthy people will actually finance their taxes because they know what they can get away with. So you could actually go up to 2 years other than interest penalties and late payments. That's it. It's still cheaper than a credit card. It's cheaper than go getting a loan from a bank, especially a hard money loan. So after 2 years, you're going to have some problems. So that's how we come up with the 2 years. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's why I say the 2 years. The problem is if the other thing is, what other filters do you do when you do tax delinquencies? Any others?
Just I guess single family homes.
Okay,
I
single
didn't really
family
do
homes is
anything.
one of them. And
Yeah.
I assume are you doing this local or in a virtual market?
Yeah, it's in the county I live in. It's in Hillsborough County, New Hampshire. So it's
Perfect.
pretty decent
Okay.
market.
So let me ask you, do you filter by price at all on those tax liens, on the tax delinquents?
Yeah, yes. I mean, I try to stay like the median home price here is pretty crazy, but I try to stay around that. I don't really do,
Yeah.
$1 million home.
Well, guys, listen, you're
anything,
wasting
but
your
in this
time
spot,
chasing, multi-million-dollar houses on tax delinquents because they're just financing it. It's a false sign of distress. So two things, obviously single family. I wanted at least 2 years or more behind. That way I can get rid of all the fake ones. And then the third one is I would stick at or below the average median price in the market that you're pursuing. Why? Because you're going to find people like Tiger Woods and stuff on the tax delinquency. You're never getting to them, and it's not a sign of distress. Why? Because he owes like $3 million in back taxes. It's like they just finance it. It's no big deal to them. And by the way, I don't know if Tiger Woods owes money. It's more for humor. But I just want everybody to understand about tax delinquencies. In my opinion, if they do not take action with the tax delinquency, it is a big problem. But understand, most people that have tax delinquents, they've got more equity in the house too. Does everybody understand that? Why? Because they put down a much larger down payment or they own it for cash. This is why, guys, this tax delinquency is always going to be my number one list. Now, I'm going to put Jeremy on the spot here. Do you have any problems pulling your tax delinquency list, or can you give any advice on how you go about doing it? Because everyone's in a different market.
No, yeah, I wanted to touch on that too. I like that list because for me it's easy. Like I work at a CPA firm, so I have a little experience with taxes. I'm just more confident with it. But it's easy for me. Like I call the county collector or treasurer's office, ask for it, and it's pretty straightforward. Like probate or other lists, I feel like I kind of have trouble finding sometimes. So that's just what works for me.
Okay. And do you get them online, or you have to actually go down and get a file from the office?
No, yeah, like so the county I'm in, they just sent like an Excel spreadsheet to my email.
Okay. And do you sort that list out?
Like when I get it, do I sort the data when I get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely do that because there's a lot of information in there. So yeah,
There's a ton of information. So like I learned the hard way
right.
is I sort out all county owned property. Because what's your opinion if the county owns the property and it's on the tax delinquent list? What do you extrapolate from that? There's no wrong answer here.
Maybe it's going to be harder.
I want everyone to talk so they understand. Here's the reality: is if it's county owned property and it's on the tax delinquent list, nobody wants the damn property. Now, let me ask you: if something goes to auction, and nobody wants it. Do you think there's a reason they don't want it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You typically can't build on it. It's too small. It doesn't meet the current threshold for the minimum square footage. It's got drainage problems. So I never even want to touch a county-owned property, and they are a ton. And so it'll tell you the owner on it. I always sort anything out that's county-owned because if the county can't make it work, I definitely can't make it work. It just means nobody wants to pay the tax. The tax bill is going to run up forever. And here's the crazy part is the county doesn't even have to pay the taxes on that stuff. And they're on their own damn list. So one little tip, guys, just sort out the county owned property because I've yet to find a way to make it work. If it gets skipped over an auction, it means a large group of investors thought it was crap and they can't see how they can make money on it. So do not even try to buy those properties or make them work. I typically find out they're dead end properties that just don't fit any criteria for someone to be able to profit on. And that's why they sit there. So awesome. You got any questions about tax delinquents? By the way, you hit the top one.
No, I appreciate your time, man. Thanks for having me up.
I'm gonna keep on moving to give everybody fair shake. So I appreciate Jeremy being a big sport there. So who wants to guess what number 2 is going to be? 21 days, guys. You do not have time to waste. This is not a luxury. Like, let me try this. I'm giving you proven ways to actually make this stuff work. So if we had to pick number 2, and let's bring on Reese, you there? Reese. I'll give him a second to turn on the microphone. So none of these are wrong answers, guys. And honestly, I think the top 3 are very close blend. I rotate them depending on what deal I did that month or that week. Reese, you there? Going once, twice. Mo, you there?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, man? What if we come in at number 2? If I have to come to your market, Rick Ginn's showing up. Maybe I drag Zach along. I've already pulled the tax delinquent list. What other list am I going to size up so we can get the best deal done in 21 days in wholesaling? What's coming in at number 2?
Let's go code violation.
Damn, you're good, man. You're good. I tell you what, what's your name?
Mo. But you Chemo is chemo, I guess. Yeah.
Chemo. Okay.
Yeah.
How long you been wholesaling? You just starting out, or?
Yeah, I'm just starting out, but I'm in all y'all communities. I'm in M2M and Pump and stuff like that. I ain't got my first deal yet, but I've been into it deep, I guess, since this past fall.
Let's get it. Okay. So here's what I want you to do is we're going to explore this a little bit further. Tell me, have you pulled your code violations yet for your market?
Yeah, I pulled them once. Yes, sir.
And how many leads were on there, you think, total? How many prospects?
It's hard. It's real hard for me to say. I know you said there ain't no wrong answers, but it's real hard for me to say because I pulled them a lot at the same time with a lot of other lists, and then I did a mass texting campaign. So I really don't know exactly where my leads came from, which list type deal.
Okay. So the purpose why I asked this question is, we're all in different markets, and there's going to be different lead amounts. You want to get a feel for the flow of the amount of leads coming out, because the one thing we're going to have to do in 21 days, we're going to have tremendous quantity. So if I just relied on code violations alone, I'm probably not going to be able to shake up enough people to get a deal done in 21 days. So we have to understand is you got to look, is it 1,500? Is it 2,000? Some of you guys only have 500. It's important to have numbers in this. And so as you keep running through it, which I'm going to jump into number 3 and why I've got, dude, I'm terrible with names. It was Chemo. Okay, I got it. You know what I'm coming in at number 3, right? Because I got a lot on the line for this one for you. What am I going to do with number 3?
Oh God.
You want to phone a
pre-foreclosures?
I'm gonna ask one more time. Like that's
okay.
Your and by the way, it's not a wrong answer. I'm just telling you, if I had to come to your backyard, we already did driving for dollars. I go, hey, give me the tax delinquencies, give me the code violations, and get me the.
I know this is wrong. Probate.
There you go. Okay. So I think you're going to win a prize out of this. So I appreciate you.
Oh, I had it right. Okay.
Guys, I always do probates. And honestly, I usually have probates number 1. The reason why I didn't put probates as number 1 on this, and by the way, I know I should have been a doctor. My son should be more of a doctor. His handwriting's worse. He gets it from his father. But remember, I don't make money with handwriting. So any of you guys with I'm very good at spelling. The problem with probates, what do you think? Why do you think I don't put probates number 1 to get a deal done in 21 days? 2 basic reasons. What are they?
Personally, I feel like probates, since it's, dealing with family and deceased people, it may take a little longer to get the problem figured out.
So we have a time problem. That's number 1. What's the secondary problem with it? How many probates am I going to be able to pull, you think?
In 21 days? that
Yeah,
turn
no,
into
I mean, on
leads.
a
I don't.
30-day period, have you pulled probates yet?
I tried, but it was kind of. I tried it when I first started, when I was brand new, so I really didn't get it. So it was kind of
No,
hard
no
for me.
trying and wholesaling. Let's get rid of that word. Okay. You're going to
Okay.
go back and do
Yeah.
it. You either do it or you don't. There's like, we, no participation trophies here. What do you think
For
the
sure.
biggest, obviously time's an issue with it. The odds of getting a probate done in 21 days is why it moved down to number 3. But what's the other one? If I go into my county probate, uh, oh my God, what am I? Courthouse, and I go, give me
Hmm.
all your probates open in the last 30 days. What on average you think it's going to be? Like, is it going to be 10,000, 5,000,
Oh
a
yeah, no, it's not gonna be
thousand?
that much.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
no, it's
yeah. I
probably
feel like
going to
it'd probably
be,
be like maybe 20.
yeah, it's going to be probably less than 100.
Yeah.
Everybody understand that? So it's like, it's going to take time. So guys, don't misunderstand me. Probates are still my absolute favorite, but in 21 days, I might even move it below number 3. Does everybody understand that? So, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep on moving here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with you and I'm going to pick some other people and we'll do a spinner wheel. And you're just going to give me like a shirt size or something and I'll have it shipped to you. Okay. So you stay right here. Just don't move anywhere.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're good?
Uh-huh. No, this quick question. I know because I guess I thought this was kind of maybe going to be like a M2M type call, but I see you got like a curriculum you're doing. But I had a question about a specific deal that I kind of had right now. But I know now it's probably not the best time. Huh?
No, and then we'll help you out with him to him on it. If I got some time, I'll come back to you when we do the wheel. How's that?
Okay, man. Appreciate it.
Okay. Okay. Hang on. I'm just don't hang up on me. I'll pop you off here. Okay. So guys, what I'm going to do is just for time's sake, because, and then we'll keep on working together on this. So this is a cute comment right here. So William says, Zach turned into a guru. Let me ask you, William, what's your definition of a guru? Is it somebody that actually does what they do? Do you realize we trained Gory and Evan to do exactly what I'm trying to train every one of you? They hopped on a live stream. They figured out how to do government list. Then they figured out how to scale. They added direct mail. We added a bunch of other techniques. And before I know it, they're making millions of dollars. So, William, if you want to shake your head, get off the live stream, dude. I get it. I understand. This scares you. Guru, like William, you obviously have it filled out. Why don't you tell us how many deals are like? Why don't we go HUD for HUD? I can do that with you if you want. They don't help. So, William, here's what to do. Grab that live stream link, hop on here. Let's go on it one-on-one. I'll help you right now. What do you need? But I want to see how many calls you made. I want to see how many texts you sent. I want to see your X Leads account or your prop stream account or your deal machine account. Like, I'm not going to let you hide behind, they don't help me. Come on, man. Like, let's be honest. I'll know if you're really want help if you hop on the live stream, but don't sit here and run everybody under the bus because you're going to call my son a guru. If you call a kid that actually applied what he was doing from 16 on and never stopped a guru, then that's fine. Gurus leave and they do other things. My son ain't going anywhere on it. So William, hop on the link. Let's go, buddy. I've reached out, no response. William, I'm on the trainings, everything. What response? Are you inside of M2M, William? William, I don't see you on the live link. It's in the comments. I can't make it any easier for you. If you can't do a comment link, I can't help you. So I'm not picking on you, William. I'm transparent. I'm telling you. Okay, we're not going to waste time on it. I'll see if he pops up here. If you can't find it's like if you go to the top of the comments, you'll see all the links in here. I've got 9 other people sitting in here. I know we can do it. So, anyways, let's keep going. You guys see how that works? Everybody see how that works? So William, now I got to look you up. Now I got to look you up. And now we'll see. I don't understand. Like all we do is help people for free, and you got a problem with it. But shake my head. Shake my head. I try to teach people how to make millions of dollars, but you got a problem with it. So that's my comment today. Shake my head. That's what a child does. Sorry. So, okay. William, you got 1 minute. You don't pop on there, dude. I got to kind of call you out on this one. So you can't just do that. Do you see? This is the problem with society today. Everybody wants to be a keyboard warrior, but when they want to, like, I guarantee you wouldn't say any of that stuff to my face, because I'm just trying to give you guys truth in how it works. So I agree with you. Let's move on. So guys, let me know if he pops on the live, because I can't see all the time, but I'll see here. Okay, let's keep moving. We can either make excuses or we can do wholesale deals. Now, after this, after the 1 through 3, guys, there's no like pecking order. So I'm going to go through this for time's sake. And don't worry, we'll do some more competition stuff. Pre-foreclosures, guys, is just catching people early in it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Pre-foreclosures, I'm going to push way down on the list because they all take time. Nobody just rolls over in a foreclosure and goes, hey, you know what? I didn't get this right. Number 6, I'm just going to do on the water shutoffs. This is not the easiest list to get. And I'm telling you, to me, water shutoff, if I had to redo this, I'd probably move it right up to there. I'm so used to doing this list on a normal, like 90-day period. But if I'm under oppressed here, arrest records, they're not fun, but these people have urgency to sell. I've done a lot of them. You'd be surprised how many people on that. And then fire damage. The only problem with fire damage, you're rarely going to get them done in under 30 days. So most of my focus is going to be from 5 up. Does everybody understand that? Have I gotten them in these? Yes, but it's far more unlikely that you would get it on that. And if you understand that, we can do that. So, no, William, shocking. It's funny when you call people to the plate, what happens. So, okay. So if we understand this, let me pull this off of here so you guys can see. And I'm right here and I'm live. And we all know that is you have to jump on these government lists because number 1, the government already does the work for you. Number 2, you just got to go out and seek and find them. Is this the sexiest way to do it? No, but it works. And the reason why most people don't interest you is because they can't hide it behind a paywall to make you do it. I'm telling you right now, there's so many deals out here. The problem is you guys got to get the quantity. If you didn't need quantity, I just have you do 1 or 2. But the reality is if you're just starting out, you have to have quantity. Now, let's talk about it. What is the next step after? So Jeremy, you there? Someone's got to be here. Someone's got to be here. Come on, Jeremy. Jeremy. Going once, going twice. You guys are falling asleep on me. Okay. Well, we'll go back. I'm gonna put it back up on there. Now I'm losing my train of thought on that. Once you get these lists, let me ask you this. Put in the comments, how many do you think of all the lists we put on there? I know LaBuena knows this answer, right?
I'm sorry. I don't know how I just got kicked out, but what was the question?
It's all right. If of all the lists I put up there, which I believe is 8 in total, let me put it back up here so you can see, because it's not fair to do this behind your back. How you doing, by the way?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You having a great day?
Yeah, I'm having a great day.
Hey, listen, anytime you're above ground, everybody understand this. It's an incredible day. And I like, we're all just kind of like walk around like, you know, the miracle you being on this planet right now in this country with the amazing family and friends and everybody you got. Like if we just start out and go, holy crap, I'm wiggling my fingers, I'm wiggling my toes. We all have to reset our bars from where we're at, because I mean, I got some pretty devastating news today on like family stuff. And I'm like, looking like we need to be present in this moment. So how is your day, LaBuena?
Really good. Just taking it one day at a time.
There you go. Okay, we're going to help her with that answer. But I appreciate you coming on here. So all those lists, if you pulled all those lists, say in a 30-day period, what do you think the total number of leads you would have to work with? Because it's important you guys understand the amount of volume when you get in here.
Hmm. I would say it all depends on the county. What county?
Just a wild guess on average, 100,000 population county. We're just I want to try to give people gauges, and there's no wrong answer here. If you want to use your personal experience, I'll tell you what mine is, and then we can share numbers because I'm getting to a point here. I'm not just wasting your time, I promise.
Okay. Altogether, I would say maybe about 100,000 leads with this list.
No.
No.
It's going to be 10 to maybe 15,000 at best. Now,
Really?
the biggest one, I'm going to be honest with you, is going to be the tax delinquent list. That should be sizable if you're in a good sized county. Once again,
Absolutely.
and everything like the fire damage, the arrest records, the water shut off, and the pre-foreclosures and the evictions, those are all going to be very small lists. They're very, very niche lists. Actually, from evictions, foreclosures, water shutoffs, arrest, fire, I mean, if you got 500 on it, I'd be impressed. So, and probates, they're small again. The code violations and the tax delinquency, this is why it's number 1 and 2. That is going to be about 75% of your entire quantity.
Yeah.
Does everybody understand that? So it's important you understand that because people think it's good. I wish it was 100,000. Oh my, I wish, but I don't, because I don't want people to be in trouble, but I want to help people in trouble. So on average, I got 8,000 here. I got some 12,000. I would say about 10,000 is a safe number. Whenever I work with people, when they pull and harvest these lists, you always have to understand you're not going to have 100% success on every one of these lists. So knowing that, this is where you are on the government list. It's great. These are the best lists, and these are ones that will get you the fastest success, in my opinion. I didn't say they were going to be easy. So let me ask you, after we get that list, what's the next step? What would you do?
I will look either for an appraiser, or I will look on XLeads or a software to find the owner. And then I will look up the address and the owner's name. And then, trace the number.
Need to get in contact with them?
Their number.
Yeah, exactly. The phone number. So guys,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you have XLeads, it's included. But I'm just going to let you know, if you had to do it for free, how would you do it?
Through peoplesearch.com or cyberbackgroundcheck.com.
Correct. Now, they're both good. What's the downside with them?
It takes time.
Yeah, it's time. So on average, by going through all these records, just so you guys know, you're going to smoke through about 30 hours of time. Now, 30. Some of you can afford to do it. Knock yourself out. I get it. Sometimes you just don't have the money. So, or you can consider having an XLeads account. It's $97. Sometimes you trade just a little bit of time for money, and it's completely. You can do it either way. You can do it for free though, because we've done it for free plenty of time. There's no shame in doing anything for free. We do stuff for free because we don't have a choice, like for the most part. The idea is if we can get through some of that grind and get past it, we can do it. So 10,000, you're going to spend about 30 hours if you have to do it for free. In my opinion, cyberbackgroundchecks.com is the most accurate one I've ever seen. Like it's for free. It's absolutely amazing. Put your own information in and you'll figure it out. What do we do, Labena, after we have their phone number? What's your next thing to do?
Well, what I've been doing is I at least write down 100 and I blow through the list. I just start calling.
So what do? You just pick up the phone and call them, right?
Yeah, just pick up the phone and call them and ask them
some questions. Labena, do you dig into the property? Like, just be brutally honest, because I used to do this. Like, dig in, do all your research before you call them, and you want to have all the numbers up in front of you. Do you do that?
No.
And why don't you do that?
I guess because I want to make sure I'm not wasting my time.
There you go.
So
that's exactly what I was getting to. Labena, the reason she doesn't sit there and look up every piece of information, because it's a time suck. And if she calls 100 people, if she can get 1 or 2 people to talk to her, she did a great job. Why? Because if you spend 10 minutes looking up every property and pulling every AI, it just we're all staring at computers way too long. This is a time you just kind of walk away. And
Yeah.
people, so now I'm going to put you on the spot. When you get a hold of someone and they're talking, they go, "Hey, which property are you calling on?" How do you respond when they say that?
What
Sometimes
property
they
are
say that.
you selling? What property are you interested in selling?
There you go. See, she's not going to dig on like a spreadsheet and like, wait a minute, is that a 3-bedroom or a 2-bathroom? You just, you get to it, you be super nice, and you're just trying to get past the stranger danger, right?
Right. And
So
let you know I'm buying anything.
yeah, you don't have to say anything, but you want to make it
Well,
sound a little bit specific so
yeah,
they
like
don't think like, oh my God, they'll buy anything. They'll buy my dog, they'll buy my cat. So the idea is, what I'm trying to do is she doesn't waste time. And by not having a like X leads or a prop stream or something like that, I think you guys do yourself sometimes a little bit of a favor, because I believe a lot of people want to cheat when they look at that stuff.
Mhm.
So when you talk to them, you get past stranger danger. Your next objective is what? You're trying to figure out what?
What's going on with the property and why are they selling?
Their interest first, right? Because they're
Yeah,
not interested in selling, I don't want to hear about your property. I'm just going to be nice, right? So once
sure.
she finds out they have interest, then she's going to go into qualifying. And guys, I'm trying to like teach it to you here and let you hear it from other people's. When you do qualifying, I imagine you made quite a few phone calls so far, right?
Hmm.
So would you say your qualifying is like part of your conversation and connecting people when you ask them these questions?
Yeah.
Do you ever get
Uh,
into it where when you ask them a question, they go, "Does the house need fixing up?" No. Do you have them do
yeah.
yes, no answers?
No, I just kind of make them say more than yes or no. Open-ended question, you know?
So guys, the qualifying section, the MCTP, which she's got, once we get past stranger danger, once we know there's somewhat of an interest in selling the property, you just go on the qualification. And your qualification, here's a little secret. That's how you build rapport with people. You just talk to them. Oh my God, that sounds interesting. Fascinating. And people will either tell you horrible things about the house, they'll tell you great things. The more they talk, the better you do. Now, if I'm trying to get through 300 phone calls, I have to be very conscious of my time. And if somebody goes on you and say you're ripping through a dialer, which is the part I hate about a dialer, okay? You've
Hmm.
got to be a human. So if they go, "No, Lamena, I'm really interested in selling my property. I got some issues on it. I moved out of it 3 months ago." Are you going to go, "Okay, let me do some research and call you back"? Or are you going to go right into it with them?
I probably go right into it and say, "Oh,
You're
so you
damn right
already
you
left?
are, because like so
You
many
already
guys are
left?"
trying to get through your 300 calls. You got someone who's actually interested in saying the right things. Go deep with them. Go right there. Pause the dialer if you're doing the dialer. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, have you ever tried to reconnect with someone and go, "Hey, can I call you back? I got something going on." Or maybe they had something going on. What
yeah.
is your odds of reconnecting with a motivated seller when you get them off the phone?
Slim to none.
It's painful, guys. And
Yeah,
let me tell
they
you
don't
what,
answer.
you're going to get a lot of full voicemails. If you get a full voicemail, like you were on cue with it. So,
Yeah.
but I really appreciate you sharing information with me, because sometimes it's just boring to hear my voice talking all day. So, do you have any questions for me while I'm on here?
Yeah.
I know.
I was trying to see. I keep trying to reach out to the water company here in Cleveland, and I know you guys were saying that you can't get it if it's named by the city, right?
It has to be public.
It has to be public.
And
Okay.
remember, you got to get past their privacy policy. So if
Yeah.
it's a
You
private
know,
utility company, you'll never get it. Like
you
they're
know
not
what's so
sure.
funny?
What?
I was going after the tax delinquents in Lorain, Ohio, right? So I kept calling them, and they
Uh-huh.
said it's not on the list. So I'm like, you know what? I know it's the list for this county because I got a lot of buyers that's interested in this area, and I
No,
found it. I actually found the tax delinquent list.
no.
So I'm going to.
So you
You're welcome.
understand to overcome resistance with what? It rhymes. Somebody put it in the comment for you. For her to overcome resistance, you beat it with what?
Assistance.
There you go. So many times we've been trained our entire life, when someone tells us no, we just walk away.
Yeah.
And the only great information I got from sales training that I did is no just means there's not enough information to move on with the transaction. So if you look at like no's, is they don't understand what I'm trying to get at. You don't take it as rejection. You go, okay, I've got to explain myself better, or I got to ask a higher quality of questions. Everybody understand that? And
Right.
you got to stop taking no personally. Like, okay, I didn't explain myself well. It's on me. And I keep going back until I get kicked out of there or something like that. I was the master at giving government lists. And I had to teach my son this raw. He was not good at getting government lists. Don't tell Zach I told you guys this. He's, dude, Dad, they absolutely said no. I go, I already know they're going to say no. I go, and I used to tell him, how bad do you want that list? He goes, what do you mean? I go, and that's where I came up. Like, I go, how can I put this in the simplest terms? He got rejected. He's coming back, telling me it's rejected. You can't do it. And I say, overcome resistance with persistence, meaning keep trying until you figure it out. So it's just like a Rubik's Cube. We all fail. By the way, I've failed my entire life in a Rubik's Cube. I'm just not smart enough to make it happen. So, but if you want to win at Rubik's Cube, which is not really my passion, you just keep going until you figure it out. And after a while, you'll figure out a pattern and make it happen. So, that's awesome.
Yeah, I told you I'm stuck on 4. I'm like, I'm like, what is going on? Like, I call so many people a day. It's like, what am I missing? And then I come across people that want to sell, but not right now. And I'm like, I keep them up in the follow-up. I follow up like every week. And then eventually they just stop answering. And I'm just like, I even text them too. I'll be like, they say they'll call me later or something. It's like, okay, what am I doing? You know?
Yeah, I got it. Okay, let me keep moving on here, and I will bring you back on if I go back on the subject, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to keep moving for time's sake here, and I am going to jump on. Let me see here, and let me put up. I think I can do a new one here. Oh, yeah, plus. Okay, so I think we're on there. Okay, awesome. So we're gonna go in like what do you call it? Brainstorming mode. So 21 days we've done that. These are the most important ones I did on there. What am I gonna do after that? I'm gonna skip trace them, right? We're gonna call, we're gonna text, we're gonna follow up with emails. And honestly, I like to do a reverse driving for dollars on the ones that you can get away with and put a sticky note on the door. Why sticky notes start conversations sooner than later? That's why we do it. Did I say it's going to be convenient? It ain't convenient. It's a pain in the ass. I know. Especially for you guys in those frozen tundras with that white fluffy stuff that sits on the ground. I don't understand what it is. All our landscaping's died in Florida because stuff keeps freezing over here. But I'm confused with this climate warming thing because I've worn more shoes this winter than I ever have. So I'm in flip-flops today, thank God. So the next one is, I'm going to go over, once I do that, I'm going to go over and do FSBOs. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this, but if I'm in a jam, I'm going to get it done. Now, I'm going to be direct to seller. What does that mean, guys? No agents. It's a waste of time. Don't even do it. Where do I go to do this? You just go to the biggest platform, which is Zillow. Now, I'm looking for, here's the criteria. FSBOs, for sale by owner. I can't emphasize BO more than that. No, it doesn't stink. It's just, it's in the code there. So once we understand that, next thing, I want stuff on the market 90 plus days. Now, I got a prize for someone. You can do it in the comments here. How do I filter Zillow based on days on market? Can somebody give me the answer on that? I might have something for you. Please don't Google it. That's just a waste of time. But like, there is a trick that somebody taught me actually a few months ago that I had no idea. We understand it. So you can filter based on days on market. Now, I prefer 100 days, but most of the filters are going to be, 90 days or plus. You could do it by newest, but I only want to look at that stuff that is at 90 days. So here's the little cheat sheet because I don't have time to do all this. If you go on the Zillow app, there is a option on there on the filter to do the number of days on market. You can do 90 days plus. The weird thing is on the computer, they don't have it. Don't ask me why. I'm just telling you. Does everybody understand that? So if you're doing it on your phone app, you can filter days on market. Why? I don't want fresh stuff on the market. It's a waste of my time. What happens after 90 days? The sellers get beat up. They get the truth and they get worn out. And that's when they are primed to talk to a wholesaler like you or me. Now, I don't go out and scream I'm a wholesaler because there's enough gurus out there badgering everything wholesalers do and it's illegal. So I'm not going to put a blight on my, I'm just a person that buys houses because that's a generic term and that's what it works. So after I do the 90 days, my next one is I want at least 2 price reductions. Why? Because I need to cut a deal now. So if it's been on the market for 3 months plus and they've reduced the price twice, I can almost assure you they want to talk to someone that will buy their house. Why? Because they've got a problem. And here's the only problem I find on these. You ready for this? It's either going to be the price or the condition of the house. Meaning most home buyers think they're clever in FSBO and they'll hide material facts thinking they can cheat the system, and they can't. Honestly, a lot of times it's absolutely both of them. You just get to talk to them. They take hundreds and hundreds of phone calls. They just get tired of lying to people, and eventually they will break down. So you've got to let the market massage these people. Does everybody understand that? You have to let the market massage them. If I'm calling on a fresh Zillow that came out today, you're doing on market, you're going to get the crap beat out of you. And I don't like doing those at all. Does everybody understand that? So, I have somebody put on here, which I'm not opposed to this, but reach iMessage or FaceTime to contact seller. I wouldn't use that as a first communication line, but I would definitely reach out to them. I've gotten a lot of deals off DMs. DMs work well. And social media profiles, by the way, you can go in XLeads and get people's social media profiles, their handles and everything. The problem with social media is there's a lot of filter on how you can connect with people, and you have to understand how that works on that. So I'm thinking which one I want to cram you with next on it. So 2 price reductions, 90 days plus on market. I like 100, but that the filters mostly do 90 days. And if you give me 100 people like that, I can find a deal in there almost every time. Now, it's not going to be the greatest deal, but I'm just trying to make money out of nothing, guys. The beautiful thing about any wholesaler is we get an infinite return if we do this correctly. I'm thinking here. So I'm telling you, there's one more technique I would do in a heartbeat, and I'm going to put it on here. After I do that, actually 2, a simple way, you guys laugh me out of this, but I do this all the time. And I just had a kid do this in a market that, he wants to partner up with me, and I told him what to do. You guys laugh. I do bandit signs. Now, I'm okay with the digital bandit signs. You want to learn how to do that, go over to freewholesaling.com. But bandit signs, physical one. So I'm going to give you a crash course on how to do a bandit sign. You ready? I should sell a $5,000 course on this because there's somebody actually has a course on this, believe it or not. Here's what your bandit sign is going to look like. You just simple. Go get an 18 by 24. You can cut it in half and do them that way. You're going to have 3 lines. Line 1. Sell your house today. And by the way, you take a black Sharpie marker, black Sharpie marker at any of the box stores and get it done. You can do that like that. Line 2, you never do more than 3 lines on a bandit sign. By the way, I put out over 1 million signs. I'm a Ford leading expert. Next one. Any condition. You do have to have good handwriting for this. So don't use Rick's handwriting. Just use Rick's verbiage. Any situation. This hands down has gotten me more deals off bandit signs than any other. And number 3 is going to be your phone number. Nice and big where it fills out this entire box on the bottom. You only do one side. I'm going to do a white sign. And I like black ink. You could do blue if you want. And then you go get stakes. You cut the stakes in half. You invest $20, $30, and you put these all in a compact area. And I'm going to tell you guys, this works. I know it's frowned upon in a lot of your communities, but you know what? I'm just trying to get you a deal. I've done hundreds of houses off bandit signs alone. And I did it when I didn't have a lot of money and I had no shame in it. And I'm not going to say I used it and I'm not going to share it with you. Just be mindful of it. Make sure you have a virtual phone number when you do it. And I'm here to tell you, like, make sure you listen to what they say. Now, you're not going to get a fine. Just walk and just say, listen, the guy must have put him in the wrong place. I do apologize, and just apologize and move on. And that's all I do on it. And what I like to do is get about 10 to 15 signs. I don't put out 500. It doesn't work. I've tried it. And you just go out and put them. I like to put them out. I'd put them out like Friday afternoon, and most of them would stick through Sunday. And I find somewhere, remember, who's going to do these signs? We're looking for people that have a bad situation that need help, and they're going to take a picture when they drive by. So if the traffic's going too fast, the sign's not going to work there. You got to have ingress, egress where people are coming in and out and make this work. Everybody understand it? I'm just telling you, it works phenomenally. The last one I'm going to tell you is simply, if you go get an XLeads account, if you decide you want to spend 30 hours skip tracing, by the way, we have some really cool information coming out to you, but I promise, Zach, I wouldn't say anything on this live stream, even though this is the perfect spot to do it. Just trust me, you're going to like it. Anyways, with your XLeads account, even your basic account, you get 25,000. Listen to me. You get 25,000 leads. By the way, if you want to get cheap signs, guys, look in your box stores. Look for a small sign company. The signs should cost you like $1 or $2 a piece. And you can get the stakes. You can get them at like Home Depot and cut them. You got to have some wire crimpers to do it somewhere, or you can use a piece of wood. And for God's sakes, answer your phones live when it comes. Does everybody understand that? You got to answer your phones live. If you get a basic XLeads account, $97 a month or $81 if you pay for the year, you get 25,000 leads. The odds are, I've just showed you, you're not even going to use all 25,000 leads. You're probably going to use about 15,000. That gives you 10,000 to spare. Rick, what do I do with the 10,000? Because it resets every 30 days. You got it right here. Just go find partners, find a JV, anything you can do with it. And the reason for this, and I want you to understand this, is you're just going to lose them. So I call it a learn and earn program. We used to call it a bird dog when I first started out. I would pay people money to bring me deals that I actually had success with. Now you have to be careful because you can't be viewed as a commission, because then you're a licensed broker doing it without a license, and that is forbidden. So we're not going to break the law. What you do have to do is basically, if I give you 1,000 leads, maybe off of a government list, maybe it's even the FSBOs, maybe you got an overabundance of them, and go, hey guys, I'll do anything and do a deal with you. I go, great. Call in these leads, and if you get a deal off of it, I'll split it with you. A lot of you guys, I'm not going to split it with them. Let me ask you, if he or she didn't call, would you even get any money off of that? Just split it with them. Who cares? Take off some cost of your marketing on it, or just do like a 60-40 split. Don't get greedy and do 80-20. They will not make the phone calls. You would be shocked how many deals you can get. And you can go out and do your learn and earn program. So you're watching a YouTube channel, just create a simple YouTube channel, call it Learn and Earn. If you were doing it in Detroit Learn and Earn program, real estate program. Have some basic videos. You can just break down. You can have 5 videos and teach them how to bird dog in your area, and teach them how to find distressed properties, and go, if you qualify, I'll give you 1,000 leads, and you have to call on them. And if you find someone that's interested, I'll split it with you. I'm telling you guys, you have no idea how many leads you'll get by doing it. And here's the crazy part. If you have the X plan, 65,000 leads, you can comb the entire country, because this is what I do, and I'm really good at it. And I hand out about 100,000 phone numbers a month. I do it sometimes for you guys on here, and I just grab and I grab and I grab. And by the way, on average, it takes me about 50 plus people. You do the math. I'm giving them about 2,000 leads. That's how people say they want to do it, and they don't want to do it. So obviously I have a master account. I still have to pay the bills. But even if you guys with 25,000, if you're not utilizing all 25,000, I'm trying to show you ways where you can maximize your XLeads account and you can use it as leverage for people coming into the business that maybe they don't have an X Leads account and they go, listen, I would do anything. And once they say I'll do anything, that's great. I have 1,000 people. I haven't had time to give a phone call. If you can go through that list and tell me if anybody has any interest, I'll split the deal with you. Oh my God, it's a huge win. Stop being cheap about it. Just pay them for it. Because if you can get people calling for you, by the way, I have hundreds of thousands of leads called for me between employees, JVs, and all my partners I work with. Do you think Zach Ginn can get through all these lists by themselves? No. We harness the power of other people. And I'm teaching you to do the exact same thing. So you have to understand, you can use other people to help you along this way. In the beginning, you're going to do a lot of it by yourself. But if you decide you have some spare change, you want to do the X Leads account because you want to buy some of your time because you want to spend 30 hours doing skip tracing, then for God's sakes, make sure you use 25,000. So like in the event where William says, I've tried everything, nobody responds to me. I'm only getting half the story because William's not on my list of questions that I've seen. William's never sent me a question, and I don't know if William's part of M2M or not, but he comes on here and complains about it. But if I dug into William's X Leads account, if he has one, I guarantee he doesn't maximize the 25,000. So we have to get it going on that. You have to leverage. In the beginning, you got to use you, and you got to step up and swing at the plate. And once you get traction, then you can start using other people. And then eventually you can use me, Zach, and everybody else in here. But I don't want to work with you if you don't want to step up to the plate. And that's the problem with a lot of people. They say they want to do it, but when it comes time, like everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the face, right? Nobody wants to be punched in the face on purpose, but most people talk a big game, but they get punched in the face. They're crying down on the floor. That's how wholesaling. You guys are going to have to go out there and get punched in the face a few times and stand back up and go, okay, I can survive this. It wasn't that bad. And by the way, I've been punched in the face. It is not pleasant, but the first time it's wildly shocking. And I use this as an analogy for wholesaling because that's how you do it. And then once people go, hey, this guy or gal will stand up, they'll fight the fight. They'll sit there and make 500 phone calls and not even flinch. This is somebody I want to work with because they don't make excuses. And even though they don't have the experience, we all have to start wholesaling at some point. I sucked when I first started wholesaling. I just got back up. I got punched in the face so many times. I don't even know why I'm here to a point. I just knew it was right for me. So everybody's got a plan. And the problem is most of you avoid being punched. I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about sellers rejecting you, people saying, no, I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen. It's uncertain. It makes me uncomfortable. That's what wholesaling is. That's why most people fail at it. It's true. You want something in 21 days? How bad do you want it? Like at the end of the day, I'm trying to think of the gentleman out of Atlanta, Georgia. God, I forgot his name. Someone will share Thomas. And I just love his one because when you want wholesaling as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll get it. Because every one of you take breathing for granted. Stop breathing for a minute, and it's the only thing you want to do. Eric Thomas, that's perfect. Thank you, Mark. And I got to tell you, dude, he's spot on. As Tony Robbins say, if you want to turn your should into must, you'll get stuffing done. The problem is we have to change our language how we do. We're not going to try. We have to do. If you're going to treat it like you brush your teeth because it's such a habit. You don't want cavities. You don't want bad breath. You want your teeth to look bad. And you do it. You had to make a shift at some point in your life. Wholesaling is the exact same way. We have to understand it. Okay. Let me jump back on here because I made some commitments and I'm not going to back away from them. And I'm going to have to write down some information here. I got it. Still waiting for William. No show of William. Let me guys know if you find William. This is what I'm talking about. Either you got to step up and take it or get out of the way. Let somebody else take your spot. I think. And by the way, I'm not picking on William. I'm just giving an example. It's like we can all be keyboard warriors. And we can shake our heads, but shake your head is like a common excuse. So, okay. Mo, you still there?
Yes, sir. You ain't like that shake my head comment, did you?
Oh, you made that one. Okay. You're not William by any chance. Just, are you inside M2M?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do this. You mind give me the spelling of your last name? Because the only way I'm going to find you.
Griffin, Griffin.
Okay. And your name inside of school for your first name is going to be what?
Chemo, Keymo.
K.
Eymo.
Okay. What size shirt you wear?
XL.
Okay.
Hey, but I mean, I don't know if you got to run, but I mean, you can keep the gift if we could just talk about this lead I
Okay,
got
let's
real
go.
quick. If you don't.
Maybe we'll do both for you. Go ahead. You deserve it. You're on here. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay, so and I don't know if you have access to the M2M chat because in there are some photos. I just wanted to know because it's a real rundown house. I just wanted to see if my numbers is right about it before I
Okay.
call back and make an initial offer.
I tell you what, I'll spend some personal time with you because you did it on this, and we'll work a shirt or something in there with you. And give me till this evening, and I'll reach out to you and communicate in there. Is that fair? I'll give you a little bit of
Gotcha. Okay,
one-on-one.
yes, sir.
Is that
I
fair?
appreciate it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes, sir.
appreciate
Appreciate
you.
it.
See,
All right.
we do reward people here. I appreciate you. Thank you. So guys, listen to me. If you want to get a deal in 21 days, you got to make it a must. I can't go to the government list, do the driving for dollars, and go with it. I taught you that it's not a trick, Fizbos. Just find the ones that are rotting out on the market, not like 2 years old, 90 days old, and go out and make a phone call and just start talking to them. Why? Because the market's beat them up so bad. Think about doing the bandit signs. And guys, you're going to need quantity. I can't tell you enough about quantity. So let's do this, guys. Do me a favor. If you're new to this channel, make sure you go over to freewholesaling.com. I put it on there on the bottom. And as usual, if you got value from this, hit that dang subscribe button. We only talk about wholesaling here. And guys, listen, there's a reason I'm not telling you to go to PPC, PPL. No one will tell you what the return on the investment is. And I've been in this business 24 years. I'm not saying they don't work. I just don't know how you build a business out of it. Because by the time you're done paying those fees, if you're not profitable, you're just spinning your wheels. And I don't want you to do that. So you've got to be in control of your marketing. Anyone who teaches you just to use third-party sources, you're not going to last. I've never, ever, listen to me, I have never, ever seen anybody last in wholesaling by using third-party marketing companies. Why? Because they're going to bleed you to death. Now, direct mail is not third party. You are in control of everything you do with that. And taking your government list and doing a lot of these traditional ways. Fundamentals, guys, it's not sexy. It's kind of boring. But if you want to be going on and be a marathon wholesaler like Rick, I've been doing this 24 years. Not every year's been pretty, but I've always survived. And like in markets in 2026, you better stick to the fundamentals. Guys, you notice you don't hear there's no more MLS course for wholesaling. Novations have gone away. By the way, novations are basically going to be outlawed. They've already started it. You can't record memorandums. You can't do fake liens. You're going to be brought up on charges of fraud basically going forward on them. For the most part, you're going to see it's going to be completely wiped out. In Florida, it's already like very, very apparent what you can't do. These power of attorneys, they're going to be inspected, especially limited power of attorneys. And for God's sakes, please don't try to sell your wholesale deals retail. I know people got tricky paperwork. None of that stuff, guys, is wholesaling at all. And wholesaling will always work. The question is, will you work? So make sure you subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys. And I will be back on Thursday with Zach, and we'll catch up. And Kimo, I will reach out to you on school. I'll see you, man. Later, guys.